And we can now be heard. Hey guys, welcome to another Monday Night Live with Complete Developer Podcast. Again, we were dealing with some technical difficulties there. Sorry for the delayed start. My webcam was on when we were setting everything up, and then when we went to take the "We'll be starting soon" sign down, the webcam it was just black. So if you saw a couple of times where it was black, where we were just messing with it, yeah, that's what happened. Sorry about that. So this my update, I guess, Angular Crawfish is what I'm calling my update this week. I think that's a good name for it. I've been working on the front end some at work, thanks to ReSharper. I've been testing that out to see if we want to buy it.
You do?
Yeah, I know. I do, but I've got to prove that to management.
Tell your manager to call me.
I did. Anyways, I got done about a week earlier than I expected with building the API stuff. So I asked the UI developer if he would like any help, and he's like, yes, I'm overloaded. Here's some stuff for you to do. You can build a few things for me. And so I got to play around with our Angular front end again. I haven't done that in probably a year or more. And so JavaScript is very different from C#. I've messed around with some vanilla JavaScript, helping some people out, doing a little mentoring, but it's been a while since I've done anything really heavy. So that was interesting. Then it's crawfish season. Got my Andy Gator, and I went to Tennessee Brew Works Crawfish Boil this past weekend. It was good, a little bit bland. I got used to really spicy crawfish when I was living down in New Orleans. So the beer was great, though, so that was awesome.
So my update, I was supposed to get a new fridge this past week and stayed home last Thursday. They deliver it. They come in. They get it off the truck. They're like, oh, how do we turn off the water? And, of course, these guys are supposed to, be installing this thing, right? And I'm like, well, there's a cutoff. And so one of the guys looked under the sink, and he goes, oh, no, there's no cutoff under here. I was like, okay, we'll just get the one in the front yard that's for the house. And so we go out there. We don't have the tool for it. I do now. Get a pair of pliers, fight with the thing. My neighbor comes out. He's like, Will, what are you doing? Turn off my water. I'm like, I'm not turning off your water. I'm turning off mine. He goes, no, that's my connection. I said, no, I'm pretty sure it's mine. They told it was mine. He goes, let me go run my water. I'm not real sure about that. So he goes and runs his water. My water's running. And, we're like, okay, we'll turn it off. We'll see whose house it goes to. Turn it off. Neither. So we sit there, we look at each other, we're like, it's between our houses, and there's a street, and there's not, where does it go?
It goes to one of the houses way down there.
And so we never did figure it out. And maybe the valve's broken.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened. And it's like we went running around, couldn't figure out where to cut off the water for the house inside. Turns out it's here in the server room, right behind a bookshelf. We moved in, bookshelf got plopped down.
Never seen it.
Yeah. So yeah, I got to do something about that. I don't know what. But, I probably should realistically have known that these guys were not going to be real quick at finding where the water cutoff was. Because it turned out it was under the sink. The guy just, looked under there and said, no, there's no cutoff. And it's, real obvious. But when we got out to the front yard and he saw the panel for Nashville Electric Service and wanted to get into it to turn off the water, that probably should have informed me of something.
Oh, So that happened to you. I was having dinner with a friend of ours and his family that night, and his dad wanted me to ask where you bought it.
Okay.
And tell you that he knows a few plumbers.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. They were afraid to touch any of the plumbing, and I looked on the truck, and they had dishwashers, and they installed dishwashers, but they're afraid to touch plumbing. And it was one of those things you're just not prepared.
They saw the long hair and the beard, and they got scared.
It was just a weird fever dream kind of day. It's what? None of this stuff makes any sense. So anyway, they're coming back out tomorrow, and they're going to fix this stuff for me. So that was the big event for me last week, that and just, working on a lot of content and stuff. I mean, obviously that day was completely shot. I missed a little over an hour in the middle of the day for that crap, and then I was so ticked off for the next 2 hours that I just couldn't, I didn't work. I just sat, and I was like, I'm not even going to clock in right now. I'm going to come back later, deal with it after the fact.
So I don't know if
I worked till 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, that sucks. I don't know if we're streaming to Facebook. Guys, if you can hear us and not see us, I apologize.
Facebook's dumb.
Yeah, literally, because we can't just stream to Restream. We have to do this whole process and pay money for it. And so I set up a Nginx server on my laptop and trying to run it through that and see how that goes. Well, if it doesn't work, we apologize. We'll probably just go back to the old way of doing things.
Yeah, we missed Facebook Live last time too, so it's
that's why I was saying we're going to go back. We got YouTube, and we
may have gotten Facebook. We just don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll find out afterwards, I guess. Which by the way, welcome YouTube. So we now have a YouTube Live that we're streaming, and we have a YouTube channel, so you can check that out. We may actually post some stuff on there.
I was on YouTube Saturday.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah, because I was on a development roundtable talking about managing developers, and I thought it was a podcast, and didn't realize it was a video cast. And I don't know if you've ever looked at me, but I'm somebody that needs a little prep before I get on video. Not a lot, because there's only so much you can actually do. But
that was a video cast.
I
wonder if the one that I was on that podcast was a video cast.
Uh-oh. Hope you weren't picking your nose the whole time.
I don't know. I was probably drinking beer.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Yeah.
Well, unless it was 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, then you...
And FYI, I just looked at myself, and it looks like I'm picking my nose in the, few second delay there. I'm not. I was
Yeah.
So, anyways.
We believe you. So...
All right, so... like I said, we're still learning this whole OBS RTMP stuff. Got the Nginx server on my laptop. Supposed to be connected to Facebook Live and Restream, and then we're restreaming out to multiple platforms. I watched several videos on it over the weekend, did a lot of prep, and hopefully we're going to be doing this. May have to do some more practice with it. Y'all may see me jump on and stream some stuff to Facebook Live over the next week or so as I try to understand and get this knocked out.
Yeah, there's no way to do this without initially just being terrible.
Yeah. So we're also starting a YouTube channel and broadcasting there. It'll be the same stream, maybe on there tonight. I set it up. It takes 24 hours from when you set it up to when you're allowed to start streaming.
Yeah, so that you can't be a bot or something.
So it's set up. It's supposedly streaming. We'll find out afterwards. We may even post some more actual edited videos. I know you are wanting to get into doing some video editing and stuff. So as we go along, this is something that we may use more often. Be really cool if we could get a nice camera and video us No, I edit. I know we can't do that.
No.
we need the freedom to say what we want to say and then cut it out. Because we sometimes we ramble, especially when we're talking about things like soft skills and those things. And we tell each other stories that we really don't want getting out into the public, or we reminisce over stupid things we did when we were younger that nobody needs to hear about.
Statute of limitations might not be calling us. So, we definitely need editing most of the time. So, we got a listener question. It says, I've been out of school for almost a year and haven't found a job. Should I go back and get a master's in CS? And I would say the answer to that is an absolute emphatic no. And the reason is you get down into the weeds and a lot of theory on a master's level. You don't get job skills. You got to develop those separately. I would even argue that a CS degree a lot of times doesn't really give you the job skills either. I know
you're not the first person I've heard say that.
Yeah,
I think you were the first person, but you're not the only.
Yeah, I got a CS degree, right? And you still have to be able to code. You're probably better off, let's say you're doing web development. There's an Angular Tour of Heroes thing that you can go through. Found out about this the other day while I was on that other podcast.
Oh, you hadn't heard about that? I want to do that. We should do it.
Yeah, we should do that. Maybe even do it live.
That would be cool.
Just for giggles and grins, everybody can laugh at us how terrible we are. But I would do some stuff like that. do some open source projects. Actually do stuff that an employer wants. They probably don't want an extended discussion about algorithm efficiency when they're just trying to stand up a website. So, I would lean back from doing the whole master's thing just as a result of that. Not to say that a master's degree is a bad thing, but if the goal is to get a job anytime soon, doing that's probably not going to fix it. Don't retreat to academia to avoid having to get a job.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer, guys. If you have any questions for us, leave them in the comments. We try to address those as we're going along. Now, understand there is a bit of a delay, which we're kind of seeing as we flip between the different things. I did
That's
notice,
actually somewhat disturbing. It's like a mirror that doesn't match.
Yeah. I did notice we do have we have one viewer on YouTube. So, hello, YouTube viewer. Leave us a comment. Say hi.
I think that may be you, dude.
Oh, well, hi, me. I didn't think. No, because this is the stream. This is like streaming. I'm pretty sure. I hope it's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know. So if somebody's more of a game streamer and stuff and understands this stuff, I said stuff too many times. We really should So when we first started podcasting,
help us, please. Tell us why we're terrible and what we need to do differently.
So when we first started podcasting, we did our best and we had great content, but our quality sucked. I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And you can go back and listen to it, and you can hear some awesome content, but you have to really strain to hear it.
Yeah.
And then we met a guy that does audio, and he was like, "Hey, I'm learning to code.
Here's the top 20 reasons why you suck.
Yeah, let me help you get better at what you're doing." And you know what? He became our audio guru, and we're still good friends with him.
We talk to him just about every day.
Yeah. For a while there, he was on our other podcast, helping them out too. And so it's really awesome. Great community of people in the development world. So we're hoping that, hey, somebody out there that does some game streaming or something can jump on and be like, here's what you guys need to do. We'll do the work. We just want somebody to point us in the right direction. So with all that said, did you guys hear about Sony's AR is augmented reality 3-person air hockey table? It was announced at SXSW. Try saying that after a few beers. The annual tech and entertainment meetup. The whole exhibit from Sony is called the Wow Factory, and it's an opportunity for engineers and artists to collaborate with emphasizing Sony's display technology this year. The game itself features a physical hockey puck and 3 physical paddles with a custom circular table, and uses 2 of Sony's new IMX 382 visual sensors. You can tell I copy and pasted that. It detects and tracks objects at 1,000 frames per second, and it kind of turns the tabletops into a touchscreen. Really cool. The game itself is rather chaotic. On the website that I was reading about this, they had some videos, and it looked crazy. All 3 players are simultaneously defending their own goals and trying to go on the offensive and knock the puck into their opponent's goals. And then the really crazy thing is there's like half a dozen hockey pucks flying around the table, and only one of them is real. The rest of them are all lights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is
frightening.
It's an epileptic's nightmare.
Yeah. So, Netflix is testing gamifications of children's shows. So, children will earn patches for watching episodes of certain shows. This gamifies the streaming experience for kids and incentivizes them to watch particular shows that Netflix has picked out. I'm sure my wife will be happy to hear this because her favorite thing was Caillou. In fact, I have heard parents, certain people I know, say they will not allow their children to watch that. When Caillou would come on, my wife would say, "What fresh hell is this?" and turn the TV off, and it's like, "Oh yeah, it's sleeting outside, and there's gale force winds. Yeah, we're gonna go to the park." Like, it's still better than Caillou. It's like, yeah, all our ancestors survived the Ice Age. We can get out there. We'll be fine. But our ancestors did not survive Caillou. So, yeah. So, putting a merit badge on this seems pretty horrible.
I've never even seen the show. My sister wouldn't let my
kid is so whiny.
My sister wouldn't let my nephew and my other sister wouldn't let my nieces watch that show because they'd heard about it.
Yeah, just
and
the
so
amount of whininess.
I never saw it. I have no clue, but I've heard all sorts of stuff about it.
Yeah. Wow. So the patches aren't guaranteed to be a permanent addition. Netflix has chosen films and TV shows that are all Netflix originals. Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
Troll Hunters, a series of unfortunate events, Home, and the Magic School Bus rides again.
So they're redoing the Magic School Bus?
Apparently, it rides again, not rides before.
Well, I thought that was a great show. I grew up watching it, and I thought it was wonderful.
I thought you probably watched it last week.
No, last week I was watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That reminds me of a story.
Different cartoon.
A story about a guy that said he was in a hotel and there was only one TV station that was working. And he turned it on, and it was Sesame Street. And he's like, he couldn't change the channel or anything, and he just turned it off. And then after a few minutes, he heard down the hall a string of expletives, and then Mr. Noodle. Somebody was watching it. It was obviously an older, very drunk adult.
Wow.
So you never know. There's going to be there's going to be some little forum on Reddit that's going to be people that collect these merit badges as adults. That's going to be a thing. And now that I've said it, it's going to be a big thing because...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
we predicted it.
Why not call that into new existence? So we're testing a new feature on select kids titles that introduces collectible items for a more interactive experience, adding an element of fun and providing kids something to talk about and share around the titles they love. I'm looking forward to the Caillou loot box. That's going to be the next thing.
So I
show the hinges on that box whine.
I don't quite grasp this because it's like, don't people already stand around and talk about TV shows they're watching?
Yeah, and well, I mean, the thing with kids is they don't. They talk about other stuff.
Yeah, and I would prefer they did.
Yeah.
Because it makes, I don't know. Anyways, welcome to the modern age. So,
couldn't they just build a Death Star? I mean, if you want to be evil, do it right. Get the helmet. You get a helmet if you build a Death Star. You do, or a hood, or you get something.
Well, Disney's doing that. They're painting the big globe or something in Epcot, right? No, I don't know. I'm making that up. I am.
We should start a Twitter hashtag for that. Just be like Disney's painting Epcot.
Yeah.
Disney Death Star.
Disney Death Star.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
And Photoshop it and then get enough people to do it just to
Disney Death Star. You guys heard it here first. Hashtag Disney Death Star.
Yeah, everybody go out and do that. We want some more people to hate us that don't already.
That's hilarious, man. That is awesome. So if you guys have not already checked it out, go listen to our most recent episode. Speaking of all the craziness that we've been talking about, how to differentiate yourself, or basically differentiate yourself. When going for a new job, you want to set yourself apart from all the other applicants and be memorable. This gives you a better chance of getting the job. There are plenty of blogs and websites saying how to stand out. We go through a few of the things in each of these and talk about how to make yourself stand out even more when everyone else is doing the same thing. We start by talking about having career goals and then discuss building your personal brand and maintaining your skill set. Next, we get into understanding your audience. And finally, we discuss how community service can set you apart.
And this week, we're going to have an episode on command query responsibility segregation and event sourcing. Command query responsibility segregation, or CQRS, is a way of designing the code in an app that talks to the database. It creates logical separation between operations that mutate data and operations that merely retrieve it. It creates a logical barrier between operations that retrieve data and operations that change data in some manner. In other words, the idea here is that you make it so that your code, if it's asking a question, it doesn't change the answer. This practice can have a profound impact on how well your application runs, and in particular how well it scales, because you can scale the two things separately. Now, event sourcing it takes this a little bit further, and it's a way of modeling your data as a result of a sequence of events rather than only keeping track of the current state. It's like the difference between your bank account balance and your transaction record that led to that. The basic idea is that as commands are processed in an event model, they are captured in event objects. And these objects are stored alongside the current state of the domain objects for as long as the domain objects exist, and sometimes even longer. In this episode, we talk about the benefits of separating the command and query sides and how that can be used to implement event sourcing and how those things can be used further on.
I'm so sorry about points 1 and 2 under A there. They say they literally, well, not literally, but they say the exact same thing. I took one from the opening and one from the closing, and I wrote this at midnight after about 3 rum and cokes.
Yeah, well, I just rolled with it.
Yeah, you did. Very good job. But I just I fought the urge to just crack up when I read what you were reading, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's my bad, y'all.
Yeah.
Anyways, that pretty much wraps us up. Wow, that sounds like the end of an episode, doesn't it? Man, it's y'all. It's been a couple of weeks. It's been interesting. So. We're going to head on out of here. We got 2 episodes to record tonight. We're recording our April 1st episode, so that'll be a lot of fun. Y'all know we do something special for that every year. So
yeah, and it's not usually intended to be that much funny as it is, a learning opportunity that's a little different than the other stuff we have.
So check that out. It'll be coming out, obviously, April 1st. Big surprise there. But we're going to head off here. And
we should do that on April 2nd just to mess with people.
That would mess with people, but no. So we're gonna stop streaming here, head out, and get some work done. See y'all later.